So here we begin, guys. I would like to welcome everyone to the Cossacks 3 Expert versus Expert tournament. We have Okidoki fighting against TzaR in the round 1 of the tournament. Blue chose to go with Venice, while Teal chose to go with Algeria. Algeria is a very good faction when it comes about early game. Looks like both players built a storehouse right away in order to get the ability to build the market and trade really fast. Blue was faster than Teal. They traded the coal for food, I'm assuming, from my expert player experience. Alright, it's gonna be interesting. Algeria has some pretty good units. He can get cavalry really early in the game and really cheaply. Doesn't cost him gold or anything. While Venice, well, Venice, it's an interesting choice as well. I have to remind you that the players do not see the whole map. Since I am the observer, players have no idea what's going on the other side. They don't know on which side they are. I'm not gonna tell. Interesting. And so it begins. Blue started with 1 barracks. Teal has 1 barracks as well. The advantage of Teal is that it doesn't cost him gold to make barracks. It just costs him stone and wood. So for the blue player, it's gonna be pretty hard to make a 3rd barracks, while for the Teal player, it's gonna be really easy to make a third barracks. Blue is gonna have to spend 30,000 gold to make a 3rd barracks. So imagine that's not very cost efficient, and it's not gonna help him in early game at all. And towards the late game, he'd better use 18th century musketeers. But these battles are more focused on early game, and in early game you fight with pikemen and units from the diplomatic center. The favorite units at the diplomatic center are the light infantry and the archers. The siege Cossacks as well. They are used for harassment, to capture enemy buildings and destroy them in order to push back the enemy a bit, to push back the economy of the enemy. Then we have the 18th century dragoons. Again, very efficient. They can be really helpful at dealing some extra damage to the enemy while your pikemen are fighting. But the disadvantage is that they cost a lot of gold, and they're not that strong. For example, a squad of siege Cossacks can easily take down a squad of 18th century dragoons, even though the 18th century dragoons are more expensive and way much better than the siege Cossacks. The huge disadvantage of the 18th century dragoons is that they cannot shoot when the enemy is right next to them. There's that, and if the 18th century dragoons get in that situation too often, then what do you want more? It's really strange that Teal is not making any units. I mean, he made a few drummers. He sent them to see what's going on, but that's pretty much it. Of course, the units from Algeria get spanned really fast, so it's no problem for that. He has the time on his side. There are 3 minutes and 20 seconds left of peacetime. You can see above the minimap. Looks like blue built a mill mistakenly. Interesting. Blue is going pretty heavy on stone production. Right now teal is going for food. Also stone. He's also making cavalry. He built a second barracks. As I said, it's simple for teal to get a lot of units in a short amount of time. Blue has way much more points than teal. I guess the units blue has is giving him an advantage. Blue is going top left to scout if there is teal. At the moment he does not know where teal is. I guess teal has no idea where blue is either. So scouting is the best thing. So there we have them, the archers from Algeria. They spam really fast. Algeria has a very low population limit, guys. So that's why I guess teal didn't want to bother with making too many archers. And these archers can actually be set in formations if teal decides to make a diplomatic center. Oh, sorry, an officer and a drummer. They get spammed really fast, as you can see. Of course, teal has no idea where the enemy is. Now he does. Weird. After all, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just sets units to defend in each corner of the map. But teal is not having units to defend his base. Therefore, this may end really fast because blue has some siege Cossacks at the top right. The peacetime is over. Teal is going after blue. He does not have any units whatsoever. I mean, he has a few. Yeah, he has those cavalry units. We will see how that works out for him. Or they call, let's see, the Mamelukes. Okay, we see blue engaging. Let's see how the archers are going to perform against blue's units. Not very well. Of course, he sent the units one after another. This is just a slaughter. Very weird tactic used by teal. Those archers would have been a gift from God if he would have used them, all of them at once. But this is just a waste of units. Of course, he has the ability to replenish as many archers as he wants because they get spammed really fast. But very bad management of units from teal. Very bad. And he's doing that again. Very disappointed with that. Blue, on the other hand, is doing great. He's slowly pushing towards teal. Teal is making some 18th century dragoons. Okay, that's a good move. That's gonna be helpful. But Venice has armored pikemen. Armored pikemen are not necessarily gonna die against bullets. Teal is only using ranged units. I'm not sure if that's gonna work too good for him, but he might have some chances to defend against blue. Oh, there you go. As long as the pikeman fell, right now it's gonna be simple for the other units to fall. Blue is sending more pikemen, more units. You know, he's combining pikemen with light infantry and archers. Archers are good for destroying buildings. Light infantry are good for dealing some extra damage, while the pikemen are good for taking the damage and deal the damage. Let's see how that works out for Teal. He's not managing his army at full efficiency, I might say, I have to say. But this is working out quite nice for Teal, as we can see. Only with ranged units. Looks like Teal is also trying to make some harassment attacks on blue. Not quite sure how much it will work. But Teal survives. Teal survives. And I remind you guys, blue is playing as Venice, while Teal is playing as Algeria. So what Teal should do now, he should build more houses, a lot of houses, because each house gives you 15 units. Right now Teal has a very low unit limit, because Algeria has that, due to the fact that it can spam a lot of units. So Teal should build a lot of houses and spam even more archers and any other units that he can spam. This way he has really good chances to actually overwhelm blue and destroy him. The problem with Teal is that he's sending his units one by one. He's not gathering all the units in one place and use them to fight. No, he's sending the units one by one, and the units will get killed one by one. That's a very huge mistake. A very huge. A mistake which will cost him his life. Which will cost him the victory. You see, those siege Cossacks can deal great damage against those archers, but the archers are not that easy to get killed. Interesting. TL could use some more melee units, not just ranged units. He's spamming dragoons and such, but as you can see, there are peasants which are not working. Very disappointing to see that. He should build more houses. Houses are really cheap at this point in the game. I mean, the more you build, the more expensive they get. But at this point, he could, you know, make an effort. Truly sad. The management of his army and the management of his economy is really low. As I said, of course, he made some really good critical choices. For example, when blue was inside his base, he got the dragoons, the 18th century dragoons from the diplomatic center. That saved him a lot of time. That saved him, actually. But now he's attacking again, and he's sending his units one by one. Again, I mean, that's a very huge mistake. I'm not sure what he's trying to do. Maybe he's using it as a diversion, maybe not, but I don't like it. Teal has great chances to win, but if he goes on like this, it all depends on blue. It all depends on blue if Teal continues to play like this. If blue will make some mistakes, or I don't know, but blue must take advantage of this tactic from Teal, because Teal, all he does is spamming units. He's relying a lot of on spamming. He's using the archers as cannon fodder and also as damage dealers. Okay, Teal is going for the dragoons. He should have went for the dragoons though. Sending units one by one again. Of course, he's slowly overwhelming blue, but for how long? Blue is expanding on the top left corner for stone production and stone production. I mean, he should have improved the production here. I don't know why he has to go top left. Weird, very weird. Now blue is making an offensive move. I would strongly recommend. Oh, check that out. Check that out. Teal got some structures from blue. Right now, Teal is able to build Venetian buildings. Therefore, he can make barracks. He can make pikemen. He can make more units than blue. So his tactic regarding the overwhelming. Oh, what's that? What's that gonna be? He's protecting his town halls, so the siege Cossacks cannot do much against him. That's good. And blue gets overwhelmed. That's insane. That's insane. The tactic of Teal actually works. I didn't expect that. Didn't. Teal can afford to lose a lot of units, while blue can't. Finally, blue got 2 barracks, but he's only using 1. Very bad. Very, very bad. Blue is leading with points, but talking about the army and the control over the enemy, actually Teal is the one leading at this moment. Let's see how many units each player spammed. As we can see, the points of Teal skyrocket, while actually the population upgrades and stuff. Let's watch the battle. After all, after that we watch the statistics. Blue gets overwhelmed. So the beginning is very vital. The beginning is very vital. Because blue could have won this early, but the more you go into late game, the more you have chances to actually not win against Teal, because he can spam a lot of units, he can afford to lose a lot of units, while blue can't afford to lose a lot of units. We see that Teal is using Mamelukes to destroy the gold mines of blue. Insane. Yeah, so blue destroyed his mine before Teal could have captured it. While the mine was destroyed, he also took down a few Mamelukes from Teal. That was a good move. And now we see a change of roles. Now blue is the one with his base threatened to be destroyed. Blue managed to do some kills, but Teal is continuously spamming units. Yeah, at some point it's not gonna work anymore for blue, and Teal is constantly sending units towards blue. Teal is also attacking from the top. He's keeping blue busy on 2 fronts. Blue cannot afford to fight on 2 fronts at this moment. A new milestone has been reached on Twitch, guys. 154 viewers live. Very beautiful. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I never had so many viewers live. I truly appreciate your interest into the tournament. Expect more for the future, so subscribe to my Twitch channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and follow me on Twitter, and like my Facebook page. You can get all the announcements regarding my further moves in this genre on those social media channels. Teal is coming with some 18th century dragoons. I guess that's it for blue. It actually worked. It actually worked for teal. I can't believe it. So it was vital. Look, TzaR made 2,730 archers, while blue got overwhelmed. Interesting. Okay, it looks like blue is losing. Blue is losing. He surrendered. He has quit. Okay, the statistics I have shown you. In the population and upgrade statistics, teal is leading. In the score dynamics, blue is has been leading for quite a while, but is now going down. So, okay guys, thank you a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this match. It was really interesting. A tactic we haven't seen so far in round 1. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, like my Facebook page, follow my Twitter page.